And history was made in Utah over the weekend. You're taking a look at Crosby Ray Vaughn, a horse that made history with $1.7 million in the sale ring. Relentless Bermuda and Solo Select brought this special horse to the potential that she had. We're going to talk to Melanie Smith later on in the show, but here's what it sounded like in the sale ring.
I give away a lot of money in that arena, and I'm going to sell this filly for $1.7 million. I'll tell you, it's about all I can do to hold my crap together. $1.7 million. Sold. Right here in the back.
Welcome into our Cowboy Channel studios. This is Western Sports Roundup. I'm Haley Novak here with Elise Sutherland. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the start to the week. I know we are, and we're loving the stories that we're going to bring you guys today. It'll be nothing short of informative.
Informative and historic. We're going to kick it off with history that was made in Utah. The most expensive and most exciting sale to watch. Crosby Ray Vaughn was sold for $1.7 million. That is a new record for public auction of a Western performance horse. This horse is a 3-year-old mare owned or previously owned in partnership with Relentless Bermuda and Solo Select, breaking this record. It's really exciting to see what is happening in this industry right now. All eyes are on the rope horse fraternity.
Elise, with her size, her structure, eye appeal in mind, she has been deemed a prospect that could change the roping industry. She's by the $17.5 million sire, Stevie Ray Vaughn, out of a daughter of the $31 million sire, Valiant Hero. This mare is spectacular. They say from Alan Jones from Kraken J Ranch. He says, "We believe the rope horse industry is growing, and the auction showed that. Team roping draws huge crowds. It's one of the most popular events. I brought my ranch 20 years ago, and I was 45 then. I'm in my 60s now, and I didn't want to spend decades waiting for the right horse to come along. Some people wait 40 years and still miss out. This opportunity came up, and we decided to go all in." He is the proud owner of the $1.7 million mare.
And how lucky are we to be bringing Melanie Smith in, the co-founder and owner of Solo Select. And your name is in history now. Melanie, thanks for joining us on Western Sports Roundup.
Thank you for having me.
You watched the numbers climb, and then the gavel finally drop on a moment in history. What was going through your mind when you realized what had just happened?
You know, I think just grateful. Like, you see that and you know how many people are behind the scenes of really bringing something like that together. You know, everywhere from our partnership with Ty, Miles, and Trevor to the guys that put that sale together in 45 days, and all the people that have come before us for years, you know, promoting these futurity horses and making this an exciting event and gathering up the added money. So when you see that number rise, it really is just a representation of the talent of the horse, and you're excited that that is actually shown, and you know, also just grateful for what everybody's done to get us to this point.
We know your background, we know your history. I can't help but think that you weren't surprised at this number. This has been a long time coming.
Yes, you know, we've sold a lot of horses really high over the years in multiple disciplines, and it's worked out very good for the buyers. But I was expecting the mare would bring a lot, and it didn't surprise me at all that she creeped over $1 million. I wasn't expecting $1.7 million, but you know, there's two people that saw what we saw in that mare, which was the ability to come back the next year and win $1 million. And that's a huge deal for somebody. So I'm excited for the buyers. They have an opportunity that's endless with this mare. And besides the fact that she's eligible for so much money, she's also a Blue Roan Stevie daughter that's going to be, you know, an asset to their breeding program.
I was fixing to say, what do you think this means for the industry? Because she's by Stevie Ray Vaughn, a $17.5 million earner out of a daughter of a $31 million sire, Valiant Hero.
Yes.
I mean, what does this mean for what we're about to see through the next decade?
So I think it really sets the precedent for something that people before us have already started, but that cow run cross to create these head horses. And that's really what a lot of these rodeo horses or rodeo guys want to ride. And so, you know, I think we're going to see a lot of people breeding racehorse mares to cow horse studs over the next couple of years. We're going to see that trend kind of being chased, but I think it's an important trend. I think we're going to see that become a rope horse. It's kind of like how rein cow horses were a mix of reiners and cutters, and now we have rein cow horse stallions. I think over the next 10 years, we're going to have head horse stallions, not cow run crosses. So that's exciting for us as a breeder to know that we're going to get to be a part of creating that.
It's a really exciting program to watch for sure. And as you've said, she's going to be able to go on to have so many excellent things in this industry. But from the get-go, from a yearling, you guys knew she had something special. What's her story?
You know, she came as a yearling with her older sister. At the time, you know, this is a partnership for business. We said, with Miles and Trevor, we said, let's sell the older one. She's probably a little more marketable right now, and let's get this 2-year-old going. And so she has been outstanding from day one. Dakin Allred started her here at our place. BJ Avila finished her third 2-year-old year. Miles came and picked her up in October, November, and she's never had a bad day the whole time. The mare's an outstanding mover, which is probably one of the most important pieces. She can really run. She's kind. She's good-minded. We knew she was going to be a good horse from the start, but then when Miles got to start doing his job, we knew she had the chance to be a great horse. So,
what's your favorite part to see about the journey? Obviously, we're not at the end with the sale, but there's been a lot in between here and there. You mentioned with Miles and the other guys that touch her. What is your favorite part to see?
You know, I think for me, I love seeing the development of the horses, and really what my favorite part is going to be is seeing all the money this mare wins, because we know she's going to be a winner. And then we get to be a part of the breeding journey. So it's kind of, you know, looking forward to the future of the kind of babies this mare can produce. And we're already, you know, should we breed her to dark side? Do we breed her back to a running horse stallion? You know, there's so many options. And so for us, we're really excited about this part. We're probably looking forward to her breeding career the most on mine and Ty's part of it, right?
Course.
Miles and Trevor are jumping up and down excited that they get to keep her, and I'm so excited for them because, you know, Miles has done all the work on her getting her ready in the heading, and now he gets to reap the benefits and the rewards of that. So it's exciting.
That really sounds exciting for sure. You know, you've spent so many years building your program from the performance side as well as through watching them go through the sale ring. That has to be really rewarding to watch these horses. Not only, like you said, she's going to have a really successful career in the show pen as well, and then in breeding too. That has to be so rewarding to see your animals go on to be so successful.
You know, it is. I'm young. I'm 32 years old. I'm just getting to my first cycle of horses that we've raised, have gone through the show ring, and now we're going to get to come back and breed them again. And so it's really cool to have the beginning of the foundation of a true program. And we've done that with the help of so many people. You know, Ty, my partner in solo, he is the person that he's like a designer on these horses. He knows what they need to walk like, how they need to look. He can evaluate a horse like nobody in this world. And so he's a really key component to this. And then when you have guys like Miles and Trevor that are the best of the best, getting them trained, I mean, it's just like lightning in a bottle. So it's exciting.
I'm curious. I want to take a turn here and see the feedback we've gotten from people. I've seen some Facebook comments saying that it might take money away from the normal guy out there, but this isn't a normal situation.
This isn't. You know, I think that I've seen them all. I've seen all the comments. It was fake. It was, you know, they're everywhere. And that's okay. Those people are, you know, it's hard for them to understand this part of the industry sometimes, I think. This is huge for every single step of the team roping world. And the beauty of the team roping world is that you can go and buy a $10,000 horse, ride once a week, go to a jackpot, and have a great time. Steve Friskup was just talking about it on his interview with Chelsea. He said, you know, he hadn't rode his horse all week. He went to the roping on Sunday, won some money, visited with all his buddies, and had a great time. And he didn't have to ride $1 million horse to do so.
I do the same thing. I rope every now and again, go to team roping jackpot, have a fun day, and then put it up and carry on.
This sport is, you know, when you have a cutting horse, the negative of the cutting horse is a lot of times you have to have them with a cutting horse trainer, right? And you've got to have cattle there, and you've got to do this. Team roping is so accessible to everybody, and you can either stay at the level of I go jackpot on a Tuesday night, or you can come to the futurity world and join in on the fun, and you don't have to give $1 million for a horse. We can breed them. That's the beauty of it. And I have people calling me every day that I advise, hey, here's your mare, this is what stud we need to breed to. We're breeding a dream for them. And that horse may never go into a sale to bring $1.7 million, but it's $1.7 million horse to them. You know, so I think there's just so many ways to achieve your goals. In this world, the team roping is its own beast that way, and I'm proud to be a part of that industry that serves so many different kinds of people.
You know, that's something I'm curious about. Of all of the industries and all of the ways you could have gotten involved in the horse industry itself, there are a lot of money opportunities everywhere you turn, but you're changing the game in the Western performance horse industry and team roping specifically. From 10 years old to now, what was it about the team roping horses that really drew you in?
You know, really Ty was the person that kind of got us into the team roping world. Ty, you know, pro rodeoed, and he's always had a love for rope horses. I mean, he loves a great horse, okay? And really, we started with some studs and really saw some opportunity that the team roping world was growing, and started kind of promoting some studs that way, and just saw an opening, really. And then really my love for the sport came after that. It was whenever you got to go see Miles and Trevor win on those horses and the caliber of horse it takes. I think people think like, oh, team roping horses are rejects. That's not the case anymore. It takes a very special horse to be a winner in the heading and heeling now. And so it's really cool to see that we are having to have such horsepower to win at the very top level of the futurity world. But then, like I said, I love this sport because then those horses that, you know, they might not be the ones that are going to go win the heeling futurity last week. There's a place for them here. And somebody's going to enjoy them, and their kids are going to enjoy them. And they have a lifestyle built around the team roping world. And I think that's really cool.
I couldn't agree more with you. All right. Do you think this mare knows that she got sold for $1.7 million?
You know, this mare has a lot of presence about her, and
I love that.
a lot of feel. And I think she knows every bit that she's very important.
She's hot stuff.
Yeah, she does. and Miles doesn't help that any, because I think she gets maybe a little extra loving every day because of it.
He's like, you smart.
Yes.
You
And that was well before the price tag. He loved her that much from day one. And so, you know, she's a special mare. And we're just looking forward to getting to be a part of the journey after, you know, we got to kind of have our cake and eat it too. When you put them in auction, we don't know if she was going to stay in Miles and Trevor's program. Mm-hmm. We didn't know, but the fact that she got to is great for us because we get to be a part of, you know, the entire journey.
What's her barn name?
Bella.
Bella.
Yes, we saw an adorable video this morning of her on that Kinder Santos posted of her on her mother as a baby.
So cute.
Really cute. So
yeah, we need to go look at that after this, but it is so
Very
adorable.
cute.
But thank you so much for joining us today. I'm talking about the revolutionary event that is going to skyrocket the world of team roping. I'm glad that you're part of it and you got to share your story
Yes,
today.
the Old West, those guys, you know, Reggie Probst, Ray Richard, they did an incredible job. Jason Whitworth from PDI Diesel let us use his spot in the sale. So it's just an incredible event. Those guys are elevating the industry, and they aren't doing it for the money. They're doing it because they love the business. So it's just an exciting time to be a part of something where so many people are doing positive things.
Wow, the business and the love of a horse. Congratulations again
Thank you.
on making history. That's truly exciting. And thanks for joining us on Western Sports Roundup.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we're going to take this from the team roping right onto the college finals with Tyler Calhoun, your 2025 CNFR tie-down roping champion. He's going to talk his past, present, and his future when we return.
Western Sports Roundup.